did you feel in your sexual experiences that you felt you were in your strength? Because let's say in the times that you were dealing with anxiety where you feel weakened, right? We started feeling weakened.
Right.
We're weakened. We're not strong. We're anxiety.
Right.
Were you able to rise and hide in your sexuality? Because a lot of people do, and I've spoken to women on this topic where they become highly sexually active. Some people won't participate at all because they're not in that space.
I want to say that it really never, and maybe my husband would have to speak on this because again, self-reflection, right? But from my story, what I can remember is that, you know, through my anxiety, I still kept that, you know, sex wasn't, you know, an issue, or I didn't not do it or do it more. It was just, I felt like I showed up the same when I was having or not having anxiety. I think for me, sexually, when I wasn't showing up in a certain way was more of my own emotional struggles. But had nothing, I don't know if maybe it was attached to my anxiety.
So my way of it showing up in sexuality, because again, we do talk about the G-spot, right?
Yeah,
the G-spot is a space of truth and surrender.
Of course.
And you need to trust and you need to surrender control so that you can receive the euphoric pleasure from your person. For me, here's this. Let's unpack this shit. For me, because I had a very bad sexual experience with the first person I lost my virginity to, he was somewhat abusive. And from that point forward, I came to that relationship as what I thought was innocence and wholeness and open to receive and give, and that, you know, with all those wonderful intentions. But because of the relationship and the dynamic of it, I learned and I felt most comfortable when I was the more aggressive person who pleasured instead of received. And I had no fucking idea that had anything to do with the mindset of where I was at internally as a person.
That's interesting.
Because my therapist said that to me. I remember my younger years, I felt happier when I was giving and pleasuring and not, I was very uncomfortable receiving. Like I did not feel that.
Like you wanted to be the more dominant one, always?
I wanted to feel that I was able to create something so amazing for somebody else, but the thought of allowing myself that same wonderful euphoric pleasure, I didn't know it, but I was actually uncomfortable to receive. And I think that goes part and part with I wasn't able to receive gifts. You know, I was brought up, my mom was like, you're selfish if you think of yourself. Like, if you do this, you're selfish. You know, and when we did receive gifts, my mom took a lot of the joy from that by making us feel guilty. It was like she was giving with one hand, but with the other hand, she was guilting.
Right.
So that whole mindset of receiving meant guilt. And I unpacked that in therapy, and it was years into therapy where I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, like what's happening?
No, I was like, holy fuck.
Oh my God.
Like,
that was your like aha moment.
that was an aha moment for me.
I fucking love that.
And I was like, wait a second. Like, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed sex.
Yeah.
But it was different. I was still in control.
So it's about the control.
It was because it
So
was about the
interesting.
control, and it was also about, I don't deserve to be pleasured and sit back and just let things come to me.
Right.
You know, like, right, because there are times when you are intimate where it is all about one, and it's not about necessarily both at simultaneously, right? And I remember in the moments it was like, I feel a little bit uncomfortable. Like, there was enjoyment, but I felt uncomfortable.
But uncomfortable receiving.
Yes. But then,
There's more.
but then after a while